these gatherings, the first Friday, the annual gathering, where I realized that God, it was so deeply on his heart, but he was building up a people who would also carry this forward. And so to walk into, this was the first AG in this building.
Beautiful campus here.
Yeah, and to see just a room filled with people who were committed and interested and excited about the Great Commission like this. I was like, man, I didn't come into MAPS because I had some country God was trying to send me to. I felt like I didn't come in because I wanted to have some job here in Richmond. I agreed that Jesus was worthy. I agreed the gospel was powerful, and I knew the time was urgent, and I wanted to be a part of that.
That's amazing. And you walked away going, those are the kind of people that, I want to run with.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching the MAPS Global podcast, where we discuss leadership and culture within the convergence of worship, prayer, and missions in your neighborhood and in the nations.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the MAPS Global podcast. I'm here with the man, the myth, the legend,
mostly a myth,
founding pastor,
and
president of MAPS Global, Mr. R.A. Martinez.
Just here to serve. Like, the more titles you get, the more lower you go. Just
all right,
serving
we're
them all.
Write that down. We'll make up some. We'll add some more titles. We'll add some more titles. But we are excited to be here and talk annual gathering.
What's your name?
My name is Josh. Thank you for asking.
New dad, Josh.
That's right.
We for your security and for the safety of your family, we won't disclose the name.
Thank you.
It's a beautiful name.
One
of my favorite names.
Yes. I agree. But we are excited to be here and not only talk fatherhood, but talking about annual gathering 2026,
AG26.
Our prayer.
Whoa, we did that in unison.
Whoa. This is a great start. Our prayer, worship, and missions conference we're hosting here in Richmond at MAPS Global, August 6th through the 9th. And we want you to be there.
Just a few weeks.
And we want you to be there, and we're going to tell you why you should be there today.
Have we ever done a podcast together?
I don't think so.
Let's go. Welcome. This is cool.
I'm excited. It's like, you watch something on TV, then you get to be
We
there,
were sitting around the table 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And we said, okay, let's shoot a podcast for AG26 because we want all of our dear listeners and viewers to be and know that you're invited and talk a little bit about the program and why AG and all that. And we were sitting around the room, and Keith was in there, and Keith's done a lot of podcasts lately with me, and Mila's around, and we said, okay, who can we put in the seat that's just going to be so excited? And it was a unanimous vote. Everyone just pointed at Josh and said, he's got to do this. So here you are.
What an honor.
Let's go, big guy.
No, it really is. I can say that because annual gathering has been literally life-changing for me. And that's why I'm so excited about it and excited to invite you guys into it and just explain what it is, share our heart, and why you should be there, like Randy said.
Let's go.
Let's kick it off. So what is something, right, we're talking about how excited. Is there something specific you're excited for this year? Looking forward to just a few weeks being together for annual gathering.
Yeah, it's literally like 2.5 weeks from where we're sitting now. So you might be watching this and it's like days away for you. But I'm always excited and I was just on a call this morning with all our base leaders, and we were all getting excited to be in the room together.
Yeah.
And really and we can talk a little bit about the origin story of annual gathering, but our whole global family, which nowadays 2026 is made up of 4. We're going to announce a 5th base.
That's right.
At AG. Potentially a 6th base on its way at AG. And then also there's churches from around the world and in these states that are really part of the family now. Yeah. So the ethos of MAPS is spread across multiple churches and multiple bases across the world. And so my favorite part and the thing I'm most excited about is we all get in the same room together. And the public side, which you guys are invited for, is August 6th through 9th, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But we start Sunday to Sunday. So we're together as a family, and then we invite the broader spiritual family in towards the end of the week. But it's my favorite part to be in the room together to see and hug the ones I love so very much, and to be in the presence of God together. There's a dynamic that happens when a people encounter God together in the same place.
Yeah.
That knits your heart to someone in a different way than if you're collaborating or doing a ministry partnership. The shared encounter with God knits hearts together. And I found it to be true. This is our seventh.
Wow.
Our seventh AG. I found it to be true that these moments, year after year, have become these mountaintop experiences, and I use that in a very positive way. I believe when some people are kind of down on mountain, like, you don't need to do mountaintop; it's just day to day, and that's actually not the testimony of Scripture.
Yeah,
there for sure is the day to day, but then there's these moments where the God comes close to a people, Sinai.
Yeah,
the incarnation. And these moments where there's a holy convocation.
Yeah,
to use kind of traditional language, and God manifests and comes near in a different way when the family's all together in one place. And I've found that to be true every single year, without exception. God has met us in a way that we walk away going, we're more knitted together than we've ever been.
Wow.
And so I don't really need necessarily a specific prophetic word for this one, although I think the Lord's starting to speak prophetically, because that's my favorite part, is being in the room with our leaders and our pastors and our bases and our missionaries and our church and our family, friends from around the world, and a shared encounter with Christ.
Yeah, so cool. I mean, you look at the way that the Jewish series of festivals were set up.
For sure,
they had specific times to be together, to encounter the Lord together. So we're talking, this is our 7th annual gathering.
Seventh.
Wow. So give us a little backstory. How did that start?
Yeah. Why AG?
Why AG?
It's evolved over the years. So annual gathering was a decision we made out of what was our 5th what. So we have 5 what's at MAPS. You know this. But for those of you who might be newer, we have 3 whys. Jesus is worthy. The gospel is powerful. The time is urgent. Let's go. And we have 5 what's. What do we do? And we define these, and we make our strategic decisions. There are strategic anchors. Everything we do, it has to be connected to these 5 what's. 1 is pray and worship. 2 is train. 3 is send. 4 is mobilize for the Great Commission. And 5 is build spiritual family.
Yep.
And so 2020, we set our 7-year vision to plant 7 bases in 7 years in 2020, into 2019, going into 2020. And we had already launched our Eurasia base. We were in the process of launching our Middle East base. And we were prepping to, really start moving forward and planting bases. And so we were asking the question, how do we maintain and facilitate and put resource to keeping this family connected in a real way as we're spreading out across the globe? And, how do we, because as we're training and sending people to the 1040 window, we're not just kind of sending them out and saying, okay, we trained you, now go do whatever you want to do. No, we're saying, you're an extension of us. You are us. You are our family. And so relationship, you can write this down. You ready? I'm going to preacher mode. Ready? Write this down. This is there's no shortcut to this.
Yeah.
There's no way to get around this. The formula for relationship is proximity plus time.
Wow.
And so the way that to maintain a relationship with people that are spreading across the globe is you have to get them in the same place for periods of time. And so what we decided was 2020, at that time we had probably a dozen, maybe 20 missionaries that are out between Eurasia and Middle East. Yeah. And we were already missing them,
Totally.
And we said, okay, here's what we're going to do. One time a year, we're going to bring everybody back home and then with our local staff and church, we're all going to be together, proximity and time. And that's going to continue to build this dynamic of spiritual family. And so for the first maybe 3 years, it was just our missionaries and our staff and our church community. Like it wasn't. And then what happened is over time, more and more people around the nation, our country and United States and around the world went, hey, can I get in on that? Like, hey, and people just started saying, hey, can I come? And so what the dynamic that evolved was it became a gathering, not just for our missionaries, our staff and our church, but others that were part of our storyline, partners and students and churches that were really tracking with and carrying the passion of Maps Global to pray, preach, and sing across the 1040 window. Yeah. And so more and more like people were coming, and as the visibility of Maps grew, more important people wanted to be a part. So probably 2024 or 5, we recognized, oh, this is more than just an internal gathering. This is a conference for the body of Christ for prayer, worship, and missions. Mm-hmm. And at that point, we kind of flung open the doors and said, hey, everybody come. Yeah. And so we still have all of our guys coming off the field. Mm-hmm. We still have our church family and our staff here. And we start on Sunday and we do our called a Parade of Nations, which is awesome. And all the bases give updates with the church family. And then we do a couple sessions just with our missionaries, our staff, tell some prophetic history. And then halfway through the week, we open up and say, the larger family, come and let's all be together in the room, encounter Jesus, and get equipped for our assignment in the Great Commission. So that's how it evolved. And last year, 2025,
AG25.
Last year was a bit, and you said this, I think you said this in a meeting I was in recently, and it resonated with me. Last year, I think we crossed the threshold where we go, oh, this is, and partly it's because we hit capacity in the room. Yeah. And we were like, oh, this is a thing. Mm-hmm. Like, this is a real thing that's not just all of us hanging out in buds, but this is really serving the body of Christ. Yeah. And annual gathering is becoming a gathering point for the prayer and missions movement. Yeah. And so we're really going into it this year with that paradigm of, hey, we're here to really serve the broader movement and really carry our torch of the gospel to the nations in that, making sure that the prayer movement and the worship movement has that door, that bridge to the 1040 window.
Yeah, because we're living in that Venn diagram, that center where you have the missions and then prayer and worship. We live in the middle. Keith was saying earlier today, actually, that because we have been in the presence and hosted the presence of God through prayer and worship, he's given us the Great Commission.
Yeah, we're a worship movement. Like if, the aesthetic, obviously MAPS, but the aesthetic says missions. Yeah. But if you ask us internally, we're a worship movement that's carrying worship to the hardest and darkest, I don't use that language, most unreached nations of the earth. And so that's our piece we're bringing to the table, within the larger context of the body of Christ. I mean, there's amazing other kind of centers that have kind of emerged in the last 10 years that are carrying other pieces. I think Upper Room is carrying the worship piece and the presence piece. And I think we're kind of emerged as carrying the missional piece. Yeah. How do we build presence in our communities and worship, night and day worship and prayer, and then how does that become a greenhouse to touch the unreached of the earth? And that's our piece. So annual gathering is really the moment where we get to speak into that to the broader movement.
Yeah. And that's even, we're talking about why should you be here? Well, that's why you should be here. If you have a heart for one or both of those, it's the place to really get equipped.
Prayer, worship, and the Great Commission.
Yeah. And so it's like, okay, I might be really have a strong background in prayer and worship, but God's speaking about missions and saying these countries I've never heard, right? That's our origin story.
That's my story for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Or it's, I have a heart for these nations, but I don't even have a family to run with or a way to go or even know how to do it. Yeah. Can you speak on that for a minute? Just the family aspect of it. Like, we're bringing our missionaries, which is, I've seen it's very costly, dollars wise, time wise.
For sure.
Making this. So like, what's the significance again about being here and then even getting attached to a family at a time like this?
So, there's 10 green light stories I could share right there.
Totally.
But for me, I'll just boil it down.
Yeah.
I'll add a little prophetic to it and speak to you guys. I've really seen, maybe in the last, let's say 5 years, that the Lord in his kindness, but there's also been a lot of shaking within the movements and with the church at large. And part of the redemptive narrative in that, there's a lot of tough things that we've seen in the church and in movements. But the redemptive part of that is that God is realigning people to new tribes, and they're finding new families that carry their DNA.
Yeah.
And there's a dynamic in which we find courage to run with our assignment when we know we're not alone in that.
So good. Yeah.
And it's just how the human heart's made. And so what's evolved around annual gathering is not just our missionaries, our staff, our church, but the broader people across the broader body of Christ going, oh, when I came to annual gathering, the DNA that's really in my heart was articulated.
Yeah.
And I had a shared encounter with God, with his people. And you might never, probably most of you will never be on staff at MAPS or even attend church in MAPS Global, but you know that you're part of a group of people that are going after the same thing together.
Yeah.
To minister the Lord day and night and to proclaim his gospel across the ends of the earth. And I've seen a lot, both just men and women in the body of Christ, and also leaders going, hey, the thing I was so I want to be careful, but the thing I was so integrated into 10 years ago, that thing might not exist like it did. And where's and there's a realignment happening, and what's happening is a new family is emerging out of that going, hey, we're still going for this. And I believe for many of you, you're part of amazing churches, and that's awesome. But there's a tribe, there's a tribe of people, including churches and leaders who are going, hey, we're all after the same thing here, and we're all carrying our part in this same mission. And so I find many people are coming to annual gathering, or when they come to annual gathering, they feel that, oh, I'm a part of not just the big picture of Great Commission and the global church, but this is a tribe of people that I can actually run with while I'm in my city, laboring and doing hard things. I know that I'm a part of a people that are doing this together. And so that family dynamic of annual gathering is super special.
Yeah, that's so cool. I mean, I've experienced it myself where you can get in these silos, especially, wherever you are, of I'm the only one doing this. What's the point if it's just me? And you can come to this place and experience that I'm not alone. It's not just someone lives in the same city as me doing it, but there's a global family chasing after this, the presence of God married to the Great Commission unto the return of Jesus.
And that's part of why I'll just kind of open up behind the scenes for everybody. That's part of why we haven't tried to push for a bigger venue, not in our prayer room, somewhere else, and make it like a big, because ultimately our goal is not as many people as possible. Our goal is the right people in the room that want to run together. And so we've kept it intentionally, limited to the space we have and to the environment we're in. Because I really do appreciate people that, like some of my friends that have the grace to gather tens of thousands of people. And I've been at those places and it's amazing. But I think for us, we really are trying to preserve, I guess, the intimate dynamic of, hey, when you stand at the front of the room in our prayer room, you can see the people in the balcony and we're all in this together. And I don't know how long we're going to be able to keep that, but for now I'm like, every year we're like, what are we going to do? Overflow. And I'm like, I don't know. Let's just all squeeze in, but that's a plug to please sign up because I want you in the room, and
they're quite literally is limited space.
I don't know, how many people more we can get in.
There's
so hurry up.
No dividers we can open up. The stained glass is not moving.
The stained glass is not movable. So there it is. Yeah, and it's the kindness of God to us. There's no way to expand our sanctuary, and anyways, we're off. Let's get back onto your questions.
No, so good. But it is beautiful, the fact, this prayer room that we are in 8 to 8, Monday through Friday.
Yeah,
the same
that's
place
right.
the annual gathering
That's
is.
the atmosphere we're in, yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, it's so cool. So speaking to the worship side, when someone comes to annual gathering and is being equipped in ministry to the Lord, there's both what's caught and what's taught.
Correct.
So could you talk a little bit about...
It's well said.
Thank you. Learned from some wise people. And so if you come as a worship leader, someone who may already be leading worship, or someone who has a heart to grow in that, what's something at annual gathering that you see they'll glean from?
That's a great question. That's a great question.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're killing it, dude. We didn't prep really a lot of questions ahead of time, but I see your scribbles.
Scribbles.
A couple things, my thoughts on that. If you're a singer, musician, worship leader, is that what you're saying? Okay, so on the caught piece, because I agree with you, ministry of the Lord there's elements that can be taught. Then there's other elements that are caught when you watch fathers and mothers priest before the Lord. And when you watch people priest, there's a impartation to it. So we've intentionally incorporated into our schedule at annual gathering corporate prayer and worship moments. In fact, we kick off the whole thing with a prayer meeting.
Noon prayer.
Yeah, noon prayer Thursday, which is what we do every day here.
We'll be doing noon prayer tomorrow on Thursday.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So to Thursday of annual gathering, which is August 6th.
Yes.
At noon, the kickoff meeting is a prayer meeting, and we're all doing what we do every day. But now everyone's invited. Everyone's already invited, but everyone's in town, and we pray for Matthew 9 laborers. And that's always a super amazing moment. That the start of it is centered around God's presence, and it's priestly. Yeah. And it really does set the tone for the weekend. And so noon prayer on Thursday, and then and this is a conscious decision, we have decided, we have determined that on Friday, which is like prime day of conference day.
Yes, Friday morning.
Friday morning from 9 to 1, it's all prayer room. We don't do any sessions. We don't do any teaching. It's teams, our MAPS Global teams with some of our teams from overseas, with some of our churches together. Brandon Hampton will be here again, which we love Brandon. Seth Yates from UR will be here. And we just, from 9 to noon, minister to the Lord, and then noon prayer again on Friday. And so what's 9 to 1? Is that 5 hours? 10, 11, 12, 1. 4 hours. For 4 hours together, again, like prime conference space, we minister to the Lord. And it's not all intercession, rumble. It's adoring the Lord in worship. It's singing the Bible together. And so you're in the environment. If you're looking to build rhythms of worship and prayer in your churches or your campus ministries or in your homes, you get to sit in that environment and observe and catch what's happening and what we do around here on a daily basis, which is amazing. On the taught side, there's a couple things I want to point to. One, I'm sure all of our speakers, which we can talk about later who that is, will have, because I know the ministries and the environments they come out of, will have a worship element to it. And that's going to be awesome. But specifically on Saturday afternoon, we're going to do a breakout session where we're going to teach and equip on excellence and skill and creativity and priestly. How to express worship and music and prayer together with a sense of excellence, but also that it's not performative. It comes from a priestly place. I'm super excited about that session. I think it's going to be really helpful for people. We just did a podcast on this a month ago on excellence and creativity.
So good.
We've got a lot of good feedback on that. And so I know a lot of creatives, musicians, singers young and old, are asking that question. Where's the intersection between skill, because Bible says play skillfully, and skill and excellence with hunger, creativity, spontaneity? How do all these things work together? And how do priestly and performance work together? And so we're going to do a whole session on that. And some of our friends from Upper Room and thing will be there to help us.
That's awesome.
Kind of teach that. Yeah, I'm super excited about that.
You started talking a little bit about the schedule. Let's take a second and run through some of that. Do you want to just hit the main sessions? Do you want to go all the way through?
What do you guys want? Put in the comments below.
We'll wait for some comments.
Okay, we'll wait. I'll just run quickly through. I'll highlight a few things. There's a couple things that will happen that you will only get if you're in the room.
Yeah.
So there's that. So you won't, because of security issues, we're not going to live stream some of these things. And so this is a plug, like, you want to be in the room for this. And one of them is a Thursday afternoon session.
Yeah.
Where we're going to do a panel with 3 or 4 leaders of ours who have been leading and building churches and mission bases in the middle of the conflict in the Middle East and in the middle of war. And I want a chance for us to hear from them on how they're interpreting the conflict that's transpiring across the region. Wow. Because we, especially as Americans, and we won't all be Americans in there, but we see it very, very much from a distance, and we see it very much through the distortion of the news, the revenue generating news machine. Yeah. Okay. So it's not always what we perceive is happening in the region is not always actually what's reality. Yeah. And so our leaders are leading in the middle of this, and they have proximity to these countries that are at war, and their perspective. So I was just at our Levant missions base last week teaching. Yeah. And guys, what's happening on the ground versus what is in the news is sometimes a completely different story, especially what God's doing.
Almost always.
Yeah. And I want you guys to be able to be in the room and hear from our base leaders and our local pastors what's actually transpiring in the middle of the war with Iran right now and across the region. So we're going to have that. That's not going to be live streamed for security. Yeah. So you have to be in the room for that. That's Thursday afternoon. Thursday night, you want to walk through schedule? Yeah. I'll pop through real quick. Great. Thursday night, Gio Munoz, our pastor in Tampa, is going to be here. It's going to be wonderful. Our guys will be leading worship. Friday, all day prayer. Then we'll have a panel. This has always been we've done it every year. It's kind of a crowd favorite.
People love it.
People love it. And we love it too. And it's, so myself, Michael Miller, Billy Humphrey, Gio, a few other pastors. We'll just do our pastor in Ohio, Gerald, will be moderating it. And it's a discussion, like a candid, honest, as much as you can be honest, and appropriately honest discussion about leadership and where the challenges in leadership right now, what we're perceiving across the movement, how we build in our different contexts. And it's always just been super helpful for people. And so if you're a ministry leader, that's a great moment for you to be in and really just kind of be able to hear leaders that you might not get a lot of FaceTime with, get to hear them talk in a more conversational, it's not a preach, it's just a conversation about real things, real life and real leadership and real rhythms. It's been super helpful for people.
And what keeps it fresh is, there's always new things that God is doing and new things that, leaders are facing. So we get to have that moment every year where it's somewhat of a reflection on the year too. Like, hey, this happened. How did your congregation maybe walk through it?
Yeah, for sure.
And some of these ministries and these leaders are, very well known. And so we have that opportunity where there's people who there's a public perception, but we get to get a little, behind the scenes.
Personal.
How did you as a human being lead and shepherd human beings through these things?
A, B, and C. Yeah, it's super great. I love sitting up there with those guys. So that's Friday afternoon. Friday night, Michael Miller will be speaking. We'll be leading worship. Saturday morning, we'll have a session worship, and Billy Humphrey's going to be speaking. And then Saturday is really the loaded day for us. Couple things happen at lunch. There's a partners lunch for those that want to get connected into resourcing prayer and worship in our bases in the 1040 window. And then there's a MAPS Global School interest meeting.
That's right.
For anyone who's interested in training with us or going on short-term trips. So that's lunch. And then there's breakouts in the afternoon. And Keith's going to be doing one on, what was his subtitle?
And then the end will come.
And then the end will come, the Great Commission in light of the return of Jesus.
Yeah.
You don't want to miss that. I don't know how people choose these breakouts.
I guess you just flip a coin.
I like every single one of them is going to be amazing because Keith will be doing one, and at the same time,
Luke is doing one.
Luke is doing one on pipelines, reforming our understanding of wealth, resources, and money in light of the Great Commission. Unbelievable.
So good.
I would sit in that. Anytime Luke's talking about that, I'm listening.
Anytime Luke's talking, I'm listening.
Anytime Luke's talking, I'm listening. And that's actually not exaggeration.
No.
So that's happening on Saturday afternoon. And then after that, this is cool. And this you'll only get this if you're in the room again. We're doing a breakout session, a panel with all of our base leaders called Behind the Scenes of a MAPS Global Missions Base. And you'll get to hear from our guys and gals who are building church and house of prayer and missions base. It's all the same thing for us. In the 1040 window, a lot of them in the midst of conflict, you'll get to hear what life is like and how they're expressing these things and what the community looks like, and hear stories from them that they can't tell in the same way in a public setting and on camera.
Totally. Yeah.
And so if you just have a wonderful curiosity or just a hunger to be like, I want to hear more from what's happening across the most unreached nations of the earth, you get to sit in a room with people who are leading and building on a day-to-day basis and hear the stories. So that's breakout. The second sessions of second parts of breakout is that, and then at the same time we're doing the excellence, creativity, priestly one too, with some of our friends from Upper Room. So
come with a friend, have them go to the other one, and then take notes, swap notes.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean it's like
I don't know how you choose.
I don't know. I don't know. How would I choose? I don't even know. Like, I want to go to all four simultaneously. And then that night I'll be preaching. Saturday night we'll be leading worship. And, that's always a fun moment. Cause it's like, for me, I'll just say for me, it's a very holy moment for me. Cause I realize it's the one time a year that I'm speaking to the whole global family.
Yeah.
And so, just so you know, I take that very seriously. I pray, I fast, and I just really ask the Lord for what can I say as a father to this global family. And so I'm excited about that. And then Sunday morning, if you stay in Richmond, some of you might leave on Saturday after the session to go back to your hometown. If you stay, you'll be a part of Sending Sunday.
Sending Sunday.
Where we lay hands on all of our missionaries and our placement teams, because we had 2 placement teams leaving, student teams, and we lay hands on them. It's always amazing because you get that, like, you hear about it all weekend and then you see it, and there's 60, I don't know how many you have these days, 70, 80 people.
Because we line them up in the front of the room and they don't even
We turn off the cameras, we line them up, and this year our local, our indigenous staff are going to be on the screen from Middle East and from East Africa. And so it's just, all of a sudden you see like, whoa, this is real. These are like real people that are going back, and we all lay hands on them and send them back.
It's literally an answered prayer.
It's
God's
incredible.
Laborers, and then we lay hands on them as they get sent.
And that's Sunday, and then halas, we're done. We shut down the base. We're shutting down the base for 3 days, 4 days. Everybody goes to the beach, and we'll pick back up the next week with noon prayer. So we want you there.
Yes. Do you have any sneak peek for the people on Saturday Night Message? Any thoughts?
I don't. I'm still praying about it. So
that's okay. No,
I will keep my cards close. There's a couple of dreams that have come in the last couple of days that are starting to.
Okay. If you want to see the end point.
Yeah, it's starting to, and I'm like, okay, Lord, is this what you're saying? Because it's a little bit out of left field for me.
That's when Randy gets something out of left field. That's it. You don't want to miss that. So it's gonna be.
We'll
fun.
see. I don't. Jesus is worthy is not broken.
Amen.
Just talk about the infinite worth of the Lamb. I could do that all day, every day.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna sing about it all day.
Every day. Yeah.
Wow, so cool. So for someone who they're sitting there August 9th, they're driving back to their hometown, they're getting on their plane. What is, from our perspective as MAPS, what do we want them to leave with?
Yeah, three things. One, we were just praying today in our prayer room for you guys.
Yeah.
Our preeminent, look it up.
It's a good word.
It's a word. I learned it once. Our preeminent goal, desire is that you walk away, you leave on August 9th with a fresh encounter with the beauty and worth of Jesus.
Wow.
By the power of the Holy Spirit. And you walk away more in love with Jesus than you came. And that you encounter the living God. Like you're, and again, back to why we keep it here.
Yeah.
It's because this is the atmosphere we've cultivated.
Mm-hmm.
And so we want you to come in and encounter the living God in a way that changes the way you think and feel and live. And so number one, that you encounter God. And I, if you come with a hungry heart, I guarantee that will happen. So there it is. Take it to the bank.
Come on.
Number two, my heart for you and desire for you, our heart and desire is that you walk away, flying back to your town or driving with a greater sense of feeling equipped for your assignment in the Great Commission. Wow. That you see your assignment as part of the Great Commission, and then you feel equipped to give yourself to that assignment wholeheartedly and faithfully. And then number three, our heart for you is that when you leave on August 9th, that you drive away and a tear drops down your face and you say, I really love those people.
Wow.
Those are the kind of people that I want to be connected to. And, for some of you, let's talk about you for a minute, right? When was the first annual gathering you came to?
I think it was AG22, which sounds so far away now that we're getting to AG26. Yeah, AG22. I popped in for a couple sessions.
And why did you come?
Man, to make a long story short, I got introduced to MAPS and I couldn't shake the injustice of, I saw this number in the billions of people who didn't have access to the gospel.
Yeah.
And when I was like, what am I doing about it? I didn't have a good answer.
Wow.
And so
where did you get exposed to that information?
I had a friend who was like, hey, there's this place called MAPS and they do prayer and worship. And I was like, yeah, everyone does worship before their service on Sunday. What do you mean?
Right.
And so then I found out there were houses of prayer, and so I was very new to all of that.
Okay.
So that was really my in, was like, these people pray and worship. I came to a First Friday, they started talking about this school and Unreached and these things I had never heard of. Again, growing up at a great church my whole life, but things that were so new and foreign to me.
Yeah. And
then even I think just another step in that was these gatherings, the First Friday, the annual gathering, where I realized that God, it was so deeply on his heart, but he was building up a people who would also carry this forward. And so to walk into, this was the first AG in this building.
Beautiful campus here.
Yeah. And to see just a room filled with people who were committed and interested and excited about the Great Commission like this. I was like, man, I didn't come into MAPS because I had some country God was trying to send me to. I felt like I didn't come in because I wanted to have some job here in Richmond. I agreed that Jesus was worthy. I agreed the gospel was powerful, and I knew the time was urgent, and I wanted to be a part of that.
That's amazing. And you walked away going, those are the kind of people that, I want to run with. Yeah. And look at you now.
Look at me now. I'm here. I'm on the MAPS Global podcast. We're talking about annual gathering.
Married with a kid.
That's right. That's right. It's been a journey, but yeah, those three things, to what Randy was saying about our whats and our whys, those have never changed. And AG is a chance to experience those people who are committed to the whats, but most importantly, the whys. If those whys resonate with you like they did me, annual gatherings are a place to get around people who are committed to those whys.
So you well said. You made my point. So the third thing I want people to walk away with is going, oh, I'm not alone.
Yeah.
And those are those, I love those people. I want to be a part of that family. It doesn't mean come to our church and leave your church. It means, hey, we're all in a tribe together and spread across the states and spread across the world. We're all in this together. And you feel a sense of, I'm not alone.
Yeah. When we say, hey, come be a part of the MAPS Global family, it's not MAPS Global is going to sign your paycheck or you're going to step in here every Sunday. But this truly, if we're committed to the Great Commission, that's not going to happen because we're going to joyfully send people to the ends of the earth.
Yeah.
So we've committed to that family being international. So what does that mean? You can be going somewhere on a Sunday. You can be at your college campus, a part of another ministry. But the MAPS Global family is so much bigger than that because it's just people who are committed to those lives.
So we have a whole crew. I'm going to give them a shout out because I love them. We have a whole crew. I mean, I don't know how many. They're bringing a lot of people this year.
Yeah.
That flies from Alaska.
Yes.
To be at annual gathering, and they just decided probably. Oh gosh, it's Frontier Alaska Mission. Yep. It's Corey. I love you, man. And there he goes. He gets a big shout out, Corey Schmidlkofer. And
nice.
They like 4 years ago, I think and I'm going to botch your story, Corey, sorry, but you came to annual gathering, I'm pretty sure. And you were like, this is the tribe.
Yeah.
And they just started bringing more and more. And so every year they come back with the Alaska delegation.
And they're coming back again.
There's an Alaska delegation. There's an Ohio delegation.
Florida
delegation.
We got an Illinois delegation.
But it really is that sense of like, hey, we're all in this together. It's not organizational. It's family.
Yeah.
And I love that. So my hope, again, to answer that question and move on, is I hope you drive away going, I really like those people.
Yeah. Man, well, we're super excited for annual gathering and to be in the room together. Like Randy said, our international missionaries will be here. We have even missionaries from other organizations, ministry leaders, like Randy was saying, from other places, because that's what God's doing. He's building a spiritual family committed to prayer and worship and the Great Commission.
Let's go.
And the intersection of those until every
nation sees and sings of the worth of Jesus. And
the Great Commission
is finished in our generation. And I'm more and more convinced that that's a reality. To a people who will lay hold of it, we have all the money, resource, and information we need to finally give the Lamb what he's worthy of. So let's go.
We get to do this.
You got any more questions scribbled down there?
Oh man.
Oh, Josh.
Man, we really ran through a lot of these. Yeah, we're super excited. Any final thoughts or encouragements for someone who might be, let's say you're on the fence. You're like, man, Richmond might be far away, or I'm not sure. Will I fit in? I don't know anybody going. Like some of those, I'm on the fence.
Yeah. So if you're on the fence, a couple things. One, we love you. And so when you come, we're going to do our very best to host you and to make sure you feel welcomed and know where you're going.
Yeah.
And you'll get in are we doing booths this year?
Oh, we got the booths.
The booths, baby.
We got the booths.
I am up on the booths. I want more booths. We did this first time last year.
Yeah, I think last year was.
We have every one of our bases has a booth in our main hallway. Like you can't avoid it.
Yeah.
You can't get into the prayer room without walking by the booths.
Yep.
And all of our teams are staffing them, and you get to see and talk and engage with, and they set up the booth with lots of different things from the country they're from, and super cool. And so my point in that is we want to meet you. We want to talk to you, and it would be such an honor for us to have you there. Two, like this is not, I'll say it this way, like we're going after something here.
Yeah.
And so I'm less interested in just putting on a good conference. I think there's a lot of good conferences I would rather go to than host.
Yeah.
But we're very interested in Acts 13:2. While they were ministering to the Lord, the Holy Spirit said, "Set apart for me." And I really believe that when you come to annual gathering and you're in that room with us, in prayer meetings, in sessions, in ministry time, that God has something to say to you.
Yeah.
And God has something to say to you about your life and about Jesus's inheritance. And sometimes it takes us getting out of our normal to be able to hear that.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean that normal is bad. It just means just the way we're wired. Sometimes we need to get out of our normal routine and our normal setting and the normal, difficulties of what it means to be human.
Yeah.
And get into a moment where our ears can be open and our hearts can be tender. Because I really believe, and I'm just saying this and I feel the Lord on this, that the Father has something to say to you about his Son and his inheritance. Whether you're a goer or a sender, whether you're a pipeline, or whether it's personal in terms of your assignment. Yeah. God has something to say to you. And I want you to be able to hear that. And so, that's my encouragement to everyone. I'm not saying if you don't come, you'll miss the Lord. I'm not saying that. Yeah. But I'm just saying sometimes it's worth spending that resource to step out of our normal for a minute and let God and say, God, here I am. What do you have to say to me? Yeah. And I'm just saying to you, of course I'm biased. This is a great place to be. But
you're listening to the Maps Global podcast, so you're biased.
You're already weird because you're listening to us. And so to do that in a place where God will speak and then the family around will say yes. And so come register. How do they register? What do they do? If you have kids,
yes.
What do they do? Give them all the info.
Great question. Yeah. So if you go to our website, mapsglobal.org/AG26, or check out any of our socials, you'll have the link to our website, registration links. We've got our adult tickets and student tickets for anyone who's college age and under. And then like Randy said, during the time of the conference, our only childcare will be our Global Kids Camp, which is not simply childcare, but they will, the theme this year is the time travelers. So they'll go from creation to the end and they'll get to explore what God is doing and has done through all of that. So it's not just babysitting.
This is the first time I heard this.
No, it's
the time travelers.
Yeah, they will there's a kids prayer room. It's not just, hey, go do some arts and crafts and run around and hit each other with pool noodles. There'll be some of that, but it's your kids are being discipled, and that goes Monday through Friday, or you can just do Thursday through Friday if you'll be in.
What age is that for?
It's 5. Man, I should know this. Going
Sign up.
Grade.
It's on the. It's something. Yeah.
It's 6 months to entering 5th grade.
Okay. Cool.
Yes, I knew there was a 5 in there somewhere. Yeah. But yeah, you can get all of the information.
So they can do Monday through Friday or just the Thursday, Friday
just
track?
Thursday, Friday. Yeah, but that's going to be the childcare during the day. But it's also, they'll be in there with kids from across the earth getting discipled.
That's true. So, a lot of our families that are on the field, they're bringing their kids.
They're bringing their kids. Their kids will be at Global Kids Camp. They wouldn't let me sign up. They said I passed the age range and I have other jobs to do.
But I want to time travel from the garden to the New Jerusalem. Second of all, I want to get hit by a pool noodle.
We'll do that after.
Is it really an encounter if you don't get hit by a pool noodle?
We'll see if I don't think those are allowed in the prayer room. I'll check with Joe, but yeah, so those are that's how, again, mapsglobal.org/AG26. You can go to our Instagram at mapsglobal. Check us out. If you have any questions, you can always reach out, marketing@mapsglobal.org, with any annual gathering questions you have. If you want to bring a big group, we got group discounts. So
awesome.
You can get your group here, load up a van, load up a bus, come join us at AG26.
And just to put a little, as my youth pastor used to say, a hitch in your giddy up.
It's Alabama youth pastor. They didn't say that in New York. I never heard that up there.
Yeah, put a little hitch in your giddy up. In other words, to put some sense of urgency on this.
Yes.
Registration is tracking as it was or beyond what it was last year, and we hit capacity last year.
Yes. So there is not unlimited space in that sanctuary, and you don't want to be on the website and see registration is closed. So
no, and we don't want you to do that. So this is why you're watching this podcast.
Exactly. So sign up now, get your ticket. We want you to be in the room with us August 6th to 9th, AG26. excited to see how God moves.
We
and go
love
after
you
him
guys.
together. Yes.
Yeah, we love you guys. Can't wait to see you there. It's going to be an amazing time. I can't wait to do the podcast afterwards and talk about everything God said and did.
Yes, and you can hear those testimonies live and experience them live by joining us at AG26.
Let's go. See you guys soon.
See you soon.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of the MAPS Global Podcast. Make sure to subscribe to this channel and check out previous episodes. Have you seen our 50 Hours documentary? Watch it now. Don't forget to sign up for our email newsletters.